this is Ellen Campbell with Campbell's Creation, and this is a surprise pop-up. I'm working on my quilt to finish it up, and I probably won't be doing very much talking, for I am still recovering. I'm kind of sickly from this sinus infection, and I am on medication. I'm taking Augmentin. It's sort of like a penicillin medicine mix, but it's strong and helps you fight infections and stuff. And I can feel a difference. It's getting better. Thank you, everyone, for being here with me this morning. I know this is not my normal time schedule, and I just need to get this done. Thank you, and welcome in to everyone. Okay, I have been doing some sewing here, and I find that I have to watch a lot of things. And don't forget, when you get into the curves, you have to respect those curves. Whoops. Okay, my thread broke. I gotta get it rethreaded. And I'm sewing with oh, all of it come out. Oh. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna get it in a minute here. But I was gonna show y'all what I was sewing with. I guess I can wrestle with this in a minute, but I am sewing with Arrowfield, and I'm using the gray tone to do this quilt with. I do have some gray in this quilt, and I think gray is a beautiful color instead of using white. And I continue here, get this threaded back up. I also have to use a needle threader. I have my new glasses on. Believe me, they was long overdue. I can't see in the comments. Well, there's one. Hello, Real Nix. I hope I'm saying that right. Real Nix. Thank you for joining me today. I have been so under the weather, y'all. This whole year seems like just a fade, a dream. A faded dream. Just got on by me. Excuse me. Okay, I've gotten this threaded, and I've trimmed this down a little bit. I don't need that much. And since I'm in the middle of running my seam line, I'm gonna put my needle down right where I was, and I will lock it in. Okay. And my machine seems to take an extra stitch when I'm locking it in, and that's why I'm getting a few knots in my projects, and I got to work this thing out. figuring out how to oh no, I'm just not doing that one. Okay, I'm all tangled up, so let's see. Kind of caught under here with a web, so that means I'm gonna have to take everything loose. Okay, now you can kind of see a little of this web that, let me bring you in, don't get too dizzy here. Right here I have a little web of a thread bind up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in, set you back here, and I'm gonna open this up. First thing, I'm gonna take out my bobbin. Okay. And then seems like it coming out. A lot of time it will pull out, but I don't really trust that. So I take my little small screwdriver here and I open the top on my machine here. And this is just a troubleshoot. If I got the strength to unscrew it. Okay, there we go. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay. Getting it going here. But you do go on and open your plate up. You don't want anything to catch when you start back to sewing that could force a needle break. So I open mine up and clean it out, de-length it and everything. Get everything out that don't need to be there. That's why you see a lot of your people covers their sewing machine. Don't let it just sit in the open. And it help with dust collection. And I lift this and pull it out. I'm going to set it to the side. Now, as I catch this big water thread lock here, I'm going to turn my wheel a bit here. Okay. I turn my wheel and I need my lint brush. I do have a substantial amount of lint here that I'm always cleaning lint. But that's okay, because if you're a quilter and you sews, your machine has lint as well. Now, I'm going to use a painter's brush this time. I do buy these as well. You just want to make sure you lift. Get this stuff out of here. Look at that. You want to get that out. Put it with the thread. Okay, I'm going to turn this again. Look at that. It got that little wadded bird nest out of thread. And then it still will allow me to get the rest of these fibers out of here. Look at that. And this in the middle of my project. So it's okay if you got to stop in the middle of a project. clean your machine. I mean, you take care of the machine, it'll take care of you and your dreams. Um, hello, Sabrina, Suburban Garden. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming to join me today. Oh, look at that. And see, a lot of people don't really know when they beginners or new to sewing or quilting. They don't know you have to take your time and clean these machines out. Delint them. Get the debris out. Even in the bobbin case. Look at that. Go in. You can oil your machine. Oiling is good. But you also need to clean this lint out. The more you take care of your machines, the longer they'll last. And the less you will have to go into a shop for maintenance. Because you performing some of the main things that is required to keep them running. I see a chunk of lint right here. Okay. And then I kind of stick this in on an angle. This is just a simple dusting. The major one is to turn this machine upside down. It have a little square on the bottom door that you open it up, take the door off, rinse it with warm soapy water. It'll clean that off. But you can take a brush like this also and go in from the underside and clean everything up. Once you clean it up, take you some oil and put on your brush. Just make sure it's clean. Put a little oil on the brush and then go back and brush everything with that little oil under there to make sure that all your components under there that need the oil is oil. You lightly touching it. I see a piece of thread right here. And sometimes these little threads are so small. Look at that. You can't even see that probably on camera. Get these little small particles and stuff in here. And as I continue to brush and clean this, I go in on different angles, kind of twist and turn to see is any length coming out. Once I have gotten length all out, and this only take a few minutes. Clean it up, brush it up. Okay, here's some lint particles that I knocked down in here, and it finally come out on the brush. Look at that, another piece. And I do a thorough cleaning about twice a year where I turn it upside down, clean it out. Once I clean it out, I go ahead and oil it a little bit too with the brush. Okay, let's see. Okay, everything is turning like it should. I want to make sure it's lint free. And I'm not going to rub any oil in the top of this thing because that is not necessary. It's just the lint. Look at that. I managed to push another little piece of lint out that was cut from fabric through inside the center of the feed dogs. And I see another little piece sticking out. Let me see, can I push that out? Look like another little piece sticking out. Oh, I was able to get it with my hand. Look how big that is. And I'm showing this to y'all because stuff like this happens. Even though, here's another piece. And it all comes off your fabrics. Cotton fabrics, knit, wool, whatever you're working with. Okay. Now, I'm going to get my bobbin back in here. I can see it better. Push it till it snaps. Okay, now, before I pull my thread to the top, I'm going to put this plate back in here, which is this plate here. I didn't think I was going to have to take this out, but just so happened I did. And I can share with all of y'all how it's done. It's not anything hard. It's just a required process in maintaining your sewing machines. Ooh. If I can see how to get started with this one in the back. Okay. And these screwdrivers you see I'm using, they are small. I have had them for years, okay? Years. And this one here kind of seems as if it has a small magnetic pull in it that helps you to hold on to your screw. And I'm pretty sure I found it at a hardware store somewhere. It been a few years, maybe about 10 to 20 years. I done had it a long time. I just keep it in a certain container where if I need it, I know where to go. In that certain same container, I keep my brushes. And all I did was use a painter's brush. And I go ahead and tighten this a little bit. Not taut tight, but tight as my little fingers allow it. Okay. Wipe my hand down and move. Go ahead and get my thread pulled to the top. Now, using this quilting foot, you can also floss this thread out so everything remains under the quilting foot. And when I fasten this down, now I have to fix the issue I had on back of this little wall mini quilt where I caught the bird nest at. Right here. Okay. It's not that bad wadded up under here. But I'm going to go back and take it all out. Because once I start again, I don't want a bird nest. There we go. Got it out. Okay, this was to be a swap project I was working on, a quilt, wall hanging quilt swap project, and I just kindly withdrew from the swap project because in my stitching from, I guess, me being a bit ill here, I guess I was too weak to manipulate my machine needle as I needed to make sure I didn't inquire, and I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about before I get started. If you look here a bit closely, you would probably see a few knots in my work. And that's from allowing my needle to just go up and down once I stop. And I didn't want to share something like that with anybody. Even though it gonna be a beautiful quilt when I'm done. And I can hang it on my wall. It's just I didn't want to share anything or swap something. You get something nice and beautifully quilted, and then here yours come with knots in the stitches. Okay, I hand cranked, drop my needle down into the fabric, and I'm gonna hold on to this tail so I can lock in. No, that ain't working right. I'm gonna have to change my bobbin. Look like it done stuck me again. Let's see. Anytime you feel and see something that is not going correctly, go on and stop. Don't be afraid to stop. Another bird nest. So I take my seam ripper, slide it under here, get these threads trimmed without putting a hole in my quilt. And gently nudge. Well, it got there we go. Ooh, this a nice wad. Can y'all see this wad here sticking up? Okay, let me get this out of here. This is wearing me out. Let me get this bobbin out of here first of all. Now the bobbin looks pretty good, but for some reason it keep giving me bird nests. Okay, I'm gonna need to take it loose again. Welcome to a wonderful day of my craziest life of quilting. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello and welcome. Suburban said, good morning. Hope you'll feel better soon. This year has what? Flown quickly for me too. Wow. And she was saying, yes, yes, yes. I've been dreaming of getting back to gardening and stuff. And so far I have not. But I figured out a plan that I can do hydroponic here in Indiana where I'm at, since I don't really have yard space or anything, but I am allowed to have flowers like outside or something, flower plants, pots and stuff. But my plan was to use some PVC piping and stack them in a array of orders, so it can produce quite a few things. I have squash. I love me some squash, y'all. The yellow squash, to be exact. I left my screws inside this plate so I don't lose them. Oh, look at that. And the bird nest come out. Nice. Look at the bird nest. Oh. Okay. Make sure. Okay, I see a small piece of thread here. Make sure there's not any inside my bobbin house. Okay, go ahead. Ooh, what's that? Maybe I overlooked something. Huh. Got off a little piece of something. Keep turning slowly. Okay. I hope my lighting is okay with everyone. This machine has really got me just cleaning out bird nests. See there? The screw does kind of hose a little bit. I guess it don't want to hold now since I'm trying to show y'all. Let's get it screwed back in so I can continue sewing. Anytime I be sickly, y'all, soon as I'm feeling just a little bit better, I try to come on in, share what I've been trying to work on. Because even when I'm sick, I don't want to stop sewing unless and it's absolutely mandatory that I have to have the rest, and in that case, I get the rest. To everyone that is new to my channel, I want to say welcome to you all. And if someone is new or old for a party, don't matter. If you haven't heard of the channel, Tuba Chat, look it up. If you're looking to grow your channel, I'm referring you over to Tuba Chat and let them know that Campus Creation sent you. It's a wonderful platform to connect and communicate with others. You can also share your playlist on that channel. It's just marvelous, marvelous. And I learned of it through a friend. And I'm so close to reaching my 1,000 mark subscribers till I'm going to go in and put in a full bobbin, everybody. I'm so close to having my subscribers till I'm going to ask each and everybody to just share my channel out, please, if you will. Share my channel out and then, ooh, I'm such Butterfinger. I'm trying to get there. this extra thread. I don't need all that extra. I'm gonna have to hold this like this and get it in here. And that's not working for me. I have to have this little flap here open. Wait a minute. I had a thread tail on here that I need to get that off. That little thread tail is there you go. Now, as long as I have this door open on my bobbin case, I don't have to snap it because it won't snap. But as soon as I get this threaded back, I can pull that thread tail to the top. Okay. And I just love these little silver, I call them silver dime needle threaders. The silver plates. All right, that was quick. Pull up my thread. Okay, once I get it that far, I just floss the rest on out. Trim this down some more. Okay, now where were my bird nests? See, what we'll just pull on out. Pull through. And look like it all pulled out. I got it all pulled out. And the design I'm working with in this quilt is a feather design. And I'm doing them very kind of small. I cut my stitch length down to about, I still got thread 12, 1.5. And I did it that way because I'm quilting small. So if you're already quilting small, I didn't need really the big, huge stitches. And I got some tails everywhere. Thread tails, thread tails. Okay, I'm over here. Right here. Drop my needle. And the way I do it, I line up my needle with the thread from where I started. Catch that thread tail and go ahead and lock this in. Then hold on and let's go. Oh, my feet keep sliding off of my foot pedal. Okay, catch this tail in and trim that thread. Now, I think what I'm about to do is just take off this shoe and make a mess while doing it, I guess. That's all right. I know I'm working in an extra precaution Let's see, can I fold this under so it won't keep covering up the screen? Now I can really see what I'm doing, and maybe I can. And this is really not a fast speed. Uh, ugh. Just that little right there, y'all, kind of drains my energy. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to give up. It's just by me lowering my stitch length, I have to keep in mind that I have to let this machine sew a little faster in order to balance out my motion or my speed of moving my hands. That way I don't just drain and pull all the energy from my body. Hi, Dora Camarino. Hello, welcome. She said it's 6 a.m. in California. Your channel is very clear. Thank you. I'm on my cell phone this morning, and I hope it continued to work out for me if I don't stay on here too long. Well, I definitely will stop there. I'm going to go back, pull that out. I'm going to use this stylos end and just pull that back. I'm pulling this out because something feel like it had me stuck, and when it turned loose, my stitches just ran across it. And it's okay to go back. It's okay to take things out that don't belong. The one thing I do know, I want it right. Now, I might not pick it all back out for them knots, but I know that those knots is something I would not want. Okay? Now let me check the underside because something was holding. But it looks okay to me. What about y'all? This the underside. I thought something was holding it. Maybe it was just a drag on it. Okay, let's get back in here. Wait a minute. Let's check out the bobbin thread. There it is. There it is. Okay. Now I know I'm using a log cabin quilt block that was pieced, and that too with the seams and stuff in there I have to give for those as well. But as y'all may know, if you've been watching my channel, I press all of my seams open. The small work and all, I press my seams open because when you quilting like this, you don't want that seam to create a blockage for you. It will have a build up behind it, and it'll be very hard for a domestic machine to quilt it in. And a lot of people may not know that. And some people iron to the darker side, that's fine. And I just prefer to iron them all open. I spritz it with a, use a little steam or a little water or a water spritz bottle. Spritz it, iron it open. Okay, since my thread turned loose right there, I'm going to go back here and come up on the opposite side. Okay, I got my bobbin thread pulled to the top, but I still hold on to lock in my stitches. And don't forget, when you go into these curves and corners, you still have to respect the curves, the lineage. If you mark them, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't mark them, you still have to visualize them there. Okay. Cut that tail. Those two tails. Okay, I'm going to fold this back under so y'all can kind of see a little bit here. Use the space you're given to work with. Take your time and just get them in there. Which this really have given me an idea to do one of the larger quilts I have. I want to probably take my time and quilt one like this, but I'm probably going to put it on the cutie frame and use the bigger machine that I have covered up over here. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Let me take a swallow of this. Just excuse me. My favorite juice, y'all. My favorite. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and work on this some more. And once I catch up with the other side, then okay, I done came to one of the zones that I tell everybody to remember to respect your zone. And there's a lot of things in making feathers that you have to remember and keep in mind. Even mine's is not perfect, but I'm practicing and keep practicing. Just don't give up on yourself. Keep practicing. I always want to make sure my lining, I didn't pin it down when I sandwiched this together. I was working in a hurry, you can say. Okay. This is a seam standing here, so I'm going to have to watch that seam. Okay, let me travel back down my spine. And you have to govern this space accordingly, because once you go up the inside, you got to come back down on the other side. And that's what I'm doing. Anybody new come in? Sabrina says, look nice to me. Well, thank you, Sabrina. It just take times. You just work slowly at it. If you make a mistake, go ahead and pick that mistake out. You use this, your stylos, and your seam ripper. But be careful with your seam ripper because you don't want to rip a hole in your quilt. First, try this part, the stylos, this part here, and pick it out. Once you can get it out, you can go back and repair what didn't come out right. I didn't have a teacher for that. Matter of fact, by practicing, I discovered that on my own. And you can always stop and start in a quilt, but what you do, you go back about an inch. And yes, I say a whole inch. Go back about an inch, drop your needle down to lock your threads in before you start and come on from that repair. That way, it just stitch right over the top of the stitches you already have in the quilt. And take your time and get through. It's your work. It's something you creating. And I know you want to be the best you can be. So I'm just showing y'all this, how I do mine, so you can take your time and try it and put you together some fat quarters or something and run a sample. You know, um, it takes time. You can't do it rushly. And you got to be careful, not to overshoot your space. Oops. Let me make sure I'm all flat here. And I'm working on the bump back method. And I love the bump back method. There's something about the bump back that I really, 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 really am crazy about, because it allows your featherings to look like they're moving or they're flowing or something. And I love it. But these sides here I'm doing is very small. Very, very, very small. And I don't know if y'all can see them here. See it here? Or is it here? Or you might can just see it from the back. And you might can see some of the knots I had too from the back, from why I chose to go ahead and do it this way. And I don't even have a ruler, y'all. Let me see. All I have near me, wait a minute, I found something right here. Okay. I have a few numbers on the end here. I don't know if y'all can see them numbers, but that give you an idea. You know, I'm doing them kind of small. Okay. It don't really measures much, but you can see an inch space and how many probably in an inch space. Okay. Get me and myself back in the saddle again. And before I turn this corner here, I'm going to go back down my spine and catch the inside. And this feels to me like I'm just sitting here drawing. You know, with pencil and paper. And that's where I started. Okay, I'm going to go back down my spine and catch the other side. It's a process, but it can be done. Just remember your boundaries and the rules to it for turning circles and corners. There are rules to turning the corners. There are rules to making the turn with the feathers in the U shape. If you remember to keep those rules. And do I have a pencil here? Try this. If I can find a piece of paper. Okay, I use my hand. I can wash this out. You know, the U shape like that, if you follow the rules to when you quilting and making that U shape, you take your see that dotted line in my hand? That dotted line would be one of the rules that you will have to remember to keep. And the thing is, you don't go over the line. If you coming on this as your spine and you making your layers of featherings in here, you have to keep them within this range. When you get here, you go small, but then you keep coming around and you bounce back. Stand on your side, you know, and keeping in mind that there's a rule, it's a dotted line there, and you keep going. That's how you turn that corner, to keep going. And I'm sorry I used my hand to kind of give y'all this example, and I will wash this out. It's done dried up now, but I will wash that out. Um, who is this? Hi, Emily. Emily said, hello, Miss Ellen. Lovely to see you. Sewing. Wishing you good health. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I'm still taking my medication for this infection, and it kind of got my voice a little bit, my throat and stuff, but it's getting better. When I went back to the doctor, the first thing he gave me was like a Z-Pack. I finished that, and I'm like, this still ain't getting no better. Ooh. I said, you got to give me something a little stronger. I said, do they still make penicillin? I asked for penicillin right off the bat because I'm tired of being sick. Excuse me, y'all. I'm probably talking too much. My voice trying to go in and out. But yes, I'm tired of being sick. I've been feeling like I've been dealing with something for the whole year. The whole year. And it's time for that monkey to come off my back. And I love doing this. I find joy in doing this. I love to share. I love to teach somebody how I'm sewing and how I'm quilting and how I do it, because different quilters have different techniques. And that's what I love about this hobby or this gift or this creative skill. Everybody have a different technique. No quilter is the same. And it just make me loves it that much more. And let me continue around a little bit. You know, I'm coming up to turn another curl, so I'm gonna work this here a little bit. And I'm gonna have to go back. Let me catch my spine so I can come back, bring the other side up with me. And doing this like this, oh, it feels so good. You got any stress and need to relieve your stress? This will definitely make you forget about it. It'll definitely make you forget about it. You will relieve some stress here. I'm getting ready to go into a small space again, which create a loop as I did my spine to go by. And all you have to do is gauge the space and cut it in half. Because once you go up, you go cut that space in half, you got to come back down on the other side, and you got to have space to make your feathers. That's all I'm doing. And I'm going to keep practicing that, and then keep going and keep practicing. And when you is not able to sew and quilt, go into drawing on paper. Drawing it out on paper is a good way to get it to going. That's how I started. And I still have papers here in my sewing space somewhere now where I have drawn and just put it on the wall. And I'm seriously thinking about quilting a king size quilt in this manner. But if I decide to go this route, it will be like an edge to edge method because you can do edge to edge on a domestic. Just don't give up on you and your dreams. I'll come back to the spine and stop because I got to go back down the spine and catch the other side. I'm not going to stay here before y'all very, very long. I just want to pop in, make a quick video, let everybody know that I'm getting better. And it's been a long road. It's been a long road. Been a long road, and it's time for things to get better and shine brighter. I want to thank everybody for coming to join me today. Y'all see I got my new glasses right. I got them, but when I look, I can see, yeah. My bifocus is down in the bottom, and it really helps me to read who I have in the chat with me today. And I'm going to thank everybody for coming to be with me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all because I couldn't do this by myself. And somebody willing to listen or willing to learn something or hear something different, I love to share. I really love to share. I would even share my screen, with others here. Just coming on, sewing, putting something together. But lately, I have really been under the weather. If you look on my community page, I have a lot of different quilt blocks and stuff that I made and I shared, you know, showing that the different stuff you can do in quilting and sewing. And even this wall quilt here with the sewing machine on it is something I just put together. This is not a pattern. It's not a pattern to anybody's creative ways. Now, the log cabin block is a pattern, but the way I did mine's is a little different. I'm not sure if it's a pattern out to this or not. They're small. And the sewing machine is just a picture I took from somewhere and made a picture to add on top of this quilt with the log cabin blocks. And everything is just done by chance. I pretty much just did it by chance, seeing how it gonna look. Let me give y'all a look at it right quick, just a minute. See that there? The sunflower block, the sunflower on it is a patch sticker that I just got from Dollar Tree. It's a Dollar Tree flower, and I just put it on there because I wanted a knob. It kind of reminds me of my own sewing machine. And just keep going. Dreams are made to be built upon. So I encourage each and every one of y'all to keep building on your dreams. Do not let it go for anything. Hold on to your dreams and keep climbing till you reach the top. The top is there and it do exist. Excuse me, y'all. I'm going to go on and let y'all go. Thank y'all for coming in. Be a blessing that you want to see. Bye now. Uh, I keep getting stuff popping in on me. Okay, let me see. If I can figure out. Oh, no.